everybody? It's your girl, Sofia, here back on Sofia's Football Talk to do a special live stream here where we have a special guest who's been on the channel before, the Bayern View, aka Liam here. How are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, not so bad, not so bad. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Thanks for, like I said, backstage for taking time off your day to join because today lots to talk about in regards to Man United's major injury crisis. We need to make some new signings, two of whom are at Bayern. And we have a special, like I said, special Bayern fan here that is able to give his opinion on an input on how the players will fit into Man United. So before we fully start, make sure that you, of course, give this video here a big thumbs up as well as subscribing to the channel. And also indeed subscribe to Liam's channel as well. It is linked in the title, the Bayern View, but also in the description box. Ten Hag did confirm, I believe he had first part of his press conference since we're going to be playing the Community Shield against Man City this Saturday. Lindelöf, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, and Luke Shaw are all question marks for the Community Shield this Saturday. Which means the only fit senior defenders that we have are Lisandro Martinez, Johnny Evans, and Diogo Dalot. We we have an injury crisis, and therefore we need to make some signings. We've been heavily linked to, of course, um, the Ligt and Mazraoui. Thoughts about that, Liam? I mean, I would like to know your personal opinions about those two, um, kind of their Bayern career. Um,
hmm
are
Yeah.
you a fan of both these two? Let me know.
Yeah. So, um, straight away, obviously you're a United fan, so you will like the look of both of them in that kit that you've got on the screen. I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest with you, but that's cool. Um, but yeah, on both players, I think they're both fantastic players. I love that picture as well. Big up Fry. And yeah, like it's just annoying. It's just annoying that our board are trying to push both of these players out. Um, Mazraoui, I do feel bad for. I say on my channel, literally anyone, could go and sign him for £1, and it would be profit for Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich got him on a free. So it doesn't really matter on the price.
Yeah.
To be straight up, but I think he's a wonderful, wonderful player. Um, I would personally have him at left back. I know a lot of fans love Alphonso Davies. For me, he's snaked us too much, and that's who I would have at left back. He plays there for his national team because obviously Hakimi's on the other side for
Yeah.
Morocco. I
Yeah.
think he's a wonderful, wonderful player, and I obviously can see why you guys are going for him. Obviously, Delit is a similar one. Big up Tilly. Is a similar one because again he's getting pushed out of the club. He was one
Mm.
of our main centre backs last season with Eric Dyer, and again another player I don't really understand why they're pushing out from a fan's
Hmm.
perspective. If you're looking at it from a fan, us Bayern fans are hella annoyed. There's a petition. I don't know how many signatures it's got, but when I last looked, it was
Yeah.
35,000
Hmm.
signatures. It probably is more than that because that was a long time ago. But yeah, they're obviously persistent on getting rid of him, getting in Jonathan Tah, which we'll get into later. But yeah, on Dillit, wonderful, wonderful player. Had a bit of a hiccup with his injuries in recent, but such a good player. I think everyone in
Mm.
world football wanted this lad. When he was at Ajax doing the chant, being a
Yeah.
captain at 19, 18, whatever it was. Obviously goes over to Juve. That was the start of their downfall. And didn't have the best time there. Come over to Bayern, and I think he's had a good tenure at Bayern personally.
Hmm.
Um, He's come in with Julian Nagelsmann and was amazing. Was the best player that season, hands down. So many goals he stopped us conceding. Wonderful, wonderful centre back, and that's obviously when we had our troubles with Malmenoy being injured as well. So yeah, fantastic. Then Tuchel comes in, and yeah, it looked like, I think it was last January. It looked like it was going to go. He didn't go in the end, and he obviously played it more frequently. But to be honest with you, for both players, you go into the Premier League, which is obviously a massive league. You're going to one of the biggest clubs in the world. They might not act like it, and you'll know that yourself, being a United fan. But Premier League, Man United, and then you're going to go work with your old coach. What is there to really say?
Some very good input for sure. With you did mention a little bit like with the injuries for the league. Do you think that is that a massive concern? Has that really been a thing at Bayern for the league?
Let me look at his injury history.
Yep.
So Matthias' injury history. So he had, in the last season, he had 3 injuries. So the first one was a calf injury, and he was only out for seven days. And he missed 2 games for the Netherlands. Then he had a knock, which he was out for 22 days, 6 matches. Then his inner knee ligament tore, and he was out for 42 days, 9 games missed. And then recent one was the inner ligament injury of 9, and that was 9 days. So he's got injuries. The only thing for me, which if I was a United fan, that I would be a little bit worried about, is just more the fact of it's a harder league, obviously, in the fact that it's it's just hard in the tackle in general. He's not the fastest. You're obviously one of the biggest clubs in England, let alone in the world, but you're going to be scrutinized. Every single player that goes there scrutinized straight away. The massive pressure. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ten Hag can unlock him. I think Tuchel did okay with him when he come in, but there's a player there. And there's a reason, like, even with his injury history, for Bayern anyway, like, us Bayern fans still want to keep him. So that shows the quality,
That is a good point.
But the only thing I would personally say is I can generally see you guys signing him and then him getting injured. I just can see it. Now, I'm not hoping for that, by the way, because
no, of course not. No. But I mean, I hear it. I mean, especially now that we've had, freaking hell, Lenny Yoro, who's not really had any injuries, and suddenly comes in injured now for 3 months. So I wouldn't be shocked. I would be annoyed because I definitely feel like we're cursed with the amount of injuries that we are getting, and it is very much concerning for sure. But I hear what you're saying. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And with also Mazraoui, his injury record, I mean, it's even more concerning, isn't it, compared to De Ligt?
His one, for instance, though, is a bit random. Some of his injuries. Again, wonderful player, 26 years old. Both of these players are really young. They are. I think Company has come in and he's got a different system that he has in mind. But on Mazraoui, where is his injuries? Let me find it now. Is it? Yeah, he's had some silly injuries as well. Here it is. So 23, he had 5 injuries. So he had some muscle problems and was out for 8 days. I don't know what that is because it's just got loads of eyes, and he was out for 3 days. And then the main one was a torn muscle bundle, or whatever the hell that says, and he was out for 47 days, and he missed 10 matches. So the problem with Bayern as well, other than the fact that this guy got injured, obviously, is we've got too many right backs, too many left backs, too many right backs. So when you've got Joshua Kimmich in that position, you're not really going to take him out of the position. Same with Alphonso Davies, even though I can't stand him. But you're not going to take either one of those out of their position. So then you're just sat there, collecting dust on the bench. So I can see why both of these lads want to leave, why they want to go to work with Ten Hag again. Like, to be honest with you, from my perspective, obviously you guys want, I've seen the clip that went viral of Mark Goldbridge going in on Bayern for wanting too much money and so on and so forth. I just think you guys need to cough up. Like, for me personally, you guys have spent way too much money on players in the past. You can't now try. I understand that Ineos is trying to do something different. Big up Rashad. And you're trying to build something. I know that there's a whole thing with the stadium and everything. But like, for me, I think you just need to cough up the money personally.
Okay, so you're like, hey, pay us. Doesn't matter. Just make it happen. I hear it. If you could pick, if you could decide, would you rather keep them both or sell one of them?
Interesting question. Me personally, I would love to keep them both, because I would play Mazraou at left back. I think he's a wonderful left back. He's a wonderful player in itself. But I can see why our board are trying to get rid of Ligt, just because obviously there's been news on Jonathan Tah, which we can talk about in a bit. But every single thing it's not an upgrade, but you can see why they're doing it from a business perspective for Ligt. Like, us fans are like, whatever, we don't care about his injuries, we just want him because we know the quality of the player. But for the board, who are very ruthless with telling people to go, it basically you've got a player that's injured or has injury history, shall I say. And then you're going to get a good price for him because he's still young. He's 24, and then you're getting 15 million off the wage bill. So, you're getting money off the wage bill, a big fee, and someone that's quote unquote injury prone. Where Tar is going to be less money, not injury prone, and he's obviously going to have less wages. So that's from the business perspective. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, you mentioned Jonathan Tah. You might as well get into it. I mean, there's been some reports that Bayern Munich have decided not to sign Jonathan Tah. I don't know how credible this is, but what are your thoughts about that? Do you think this might actually be a true story? Will this be the case or what?
Yeah, I think both the sources that have come out is Kicker, who is a big source over in Germany, but they're not that reliable personally. And literally 2 minutes ago, according to Bill, Jonathan Tah to Bayern Munich is not off yet. Bayern's management is still keen on signing him if Ligt is to leave. So it's like a haggle, really. You guys need to pay up for us to get the player. It's so random, to be honest.
It really is. It's a lot of dominoes because I don't know, like, was it yesterday or 2 days ago where we had, of course, with Atletico Madrid, buying both Gallagher and Alvarez, but also I think selling a player to Chelsea. What was the Atletico Madrid player, or am I tripping? The Meridian guy. I'm not sure, but I think all of it was like linked, basically. Like, when one finally happened, the others came pretty quick. So I think that might be the case here as well. Are we going to pay it? If we are, then you'll probably get quick, right? But I don't know. It's about getting the agreement. Do you think that that you will be selling the Ligt to us, or do you think that we might just walk away?
To be honest, I don't see where there's a comeback for Ligt to Bayern. They have publicly come out and said that he needs to leave, but every domino effect is literally saying he's going, this, there, right and center. Obviously, you guys get linked straight away because number one, you need a centre back, and obviously Ten Hag is, and you've already been linked to Ligt when he was leaving Ajax before the Juve days and everything. So I don't see him coming back. I don't see how he would come back. How at the end of the day, no matter what anyone wants to say, like your boss has literally just disrespected you straight up. Like it's nothing short of disrespectful. So it's one of those. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Because again, who was it that put it? Sam put Russian roulette. It literally is. It's like Aaron Wan-Bissaka's now coming out and saying he wants a payout or something. I've read. It's just
I'm
a big,
tired of this.
yeah. It's I like from Bayern Munich's perspective and from a Bayern fan's perspective. Obviously, that's the way I'm going to see it. But
Of
like
course.
for me, yeah, I just want United to pay up. But I understand if you need Aaron Wan-Bissaka to go to bring in Mazraoui. So like
Yes.
it would have been so much easier for Mazraoui just to go to West Ham, because that deal would probably already be done. But obviously he
Oh
doesn't like
yeah,
that.
because
He
the
doesn't like
agreement
that.
was there. It was just about,
Yeah, it was
does he
the
want to
project.
go, but he
Yeah,
didn't want to go,
yeah,
right? That's kind of the thing with Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. We've agreed with West Ham,
yeah.
but he's just like, okay, yeah, I will go, but I still need some type of compensation because hey, money. Yeah, I think has to do with a lot of, with the old board messing up with giving
Yeah.
players too much money, some type of, I don't know if it's a claw. There's some type of shady stuff going on,
Mm.
unfortunately. Big up, by the way, everybody that's here. Big up to Ravi, Rajat, everybody that's been here. Keep liking the video, of course. The more likes we get, the more we're able to push the video out there. And indeed, again, we're subscribed to both channels. The Bind View is in the title, but also in the description box. I also would love to hear a little bit more about your thoughts about Bayern. Obviously it's a United show, but are you here? Might as well talk a little bit about Bayern as well. How do you feel now that company's here? What are your maybe expectations for the upcoming season?
I think on Vincent Company, obviously he was never a name that Bayern was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And then, out of nowhere, we're talking to Pep Guardiola, who we've got massive, massive respect for as Bayern fans. And obviously he's very close to the club. They've asked him, and then straight away, as soon as they've asked him, the deal was basically done. So if you're thinking pedigree, we were looking at Hansi Flick, Julian
Mm-hmm.
Nagelsmann. Obviously, they were looking at keeping Thomas Tuchel. Don't know why, but they
Yep.
were. And there's so many managers that you could go and get. Zinedine Zidane was linked with us for the longest time. Obviously, I think you guys have been linked with him as well for a long time. That obviously didn't happen. So you go and get company, and if you're looking from a pedigree perspective, then of course I can see why all the world, are judging it, and they're like, it's a big risk, and it is a big risk without a doubt. I think I'm company in at the moment, which you should be. I understand that point, but I need to see what he's going to do. We recently played Tottenham, and we were passing around them like they were amateurs, which was very interesting. And again, I know it's a friendly; it's not for Champions League or a title or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but like that pressing that he's demanding from his team, I like to see, because obviously for the longest time, Thomas Tuchel's have dinosaur football, pass backwards and all of
I
that. Like,
know.
it's like
Yep.
watching England, honestly. Like going from the season that we just had, Bayern Munich, I've just had winning nothing for the first time in over 10 years. And then
Mm-hmm.
I've got to go and watch England, who basically did the exact same thing. It was, it's been mad. But I'm excited. I'm very excited with the transfers that we've got in. Unfortunately, Ito got injured, which is another reason why I don't understand why we're getting rid of Dillet, to be honest with you. Fulham finally accepted our deal, and we got Polina in, which I'm super happy with.
Yes.
We've needed a six for a long, long time. So yeah, that's an interesting one. And then we've got some other
Yes.
lads coming in. Who's the other lad we signed? We signed Ito. We signed somebody else, and I can't even think of who it was. Olasey, that's it. Thank you for asking that question. He's ripping it up in the Olympics. Assist galore. So hopefully he comes back with a gold medal. I think he's going to be absolutely disgusting. I think he's going to score a ridiculous amount of goals for Bayern. And I didn't know anything about him, by the way. I don't watch anything other than Bayern Munich.
I hear it. Yeah.
Like
Liam. I mean, I've been watching a lot of, obviously I follow Premier League heavily, so I don't just watch United, but also like other clubs. And even we were linked to him. I was jealous when you got him. This guy, he's special. I think he's gonna kill it for you guys. I'm thinking, if Company doesn't get you a Bundesliga, at least get a, you need at least Bundesliga. Take that title back. Hell, get a double. With this squad, you should. Because there's some really, as you mentioned, Paulinho as well, really good player. You were supposed to get him last season, obviously. Lots of stuff happened behind the scenes. Wait a whole year. Finally, he's yours. And I think he's going to cook as well. So, are there other players that you got? Because I feel like there's more.
I think they're the three. They're the three, I think.
Okay.
I think
either way, very good though.
We got Arakunda in, but we already signed him. He's already signed. We loaned him straight back out to the club he was at. About the Spurs defender, are we talking about Eric Dyer? Who are we talking about?
Probably.
Eric Dyer. To be honest with you, when he signed, I went absolutely mental. Moonhead and everything, but he actually was one of the best centre backs for Bayern, so I can't really say much, to be perfectly honest with you. I was 1, so yeah, I wasn't that old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I seen a comment say about him, but Company made Burnley get relegated. The problem, and I understand that perspective without a doubt. I just think it's going to sound really stupid, and maybe I'll have egg on my face, but I don't see how Company can fail with better players, because Burnley do not have anywhere near the superstar. Even our worst players are better than Burnley's first team, and that's not trying to be disrespectful, but it's just true. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world, so realistically, we should have better players. Now, that doesn't always mean that it's going to be success, but we've got the likes of Harry Kane, who's the best striker in the world, in my opinion. Obviously had not wonderful Euro, a terrible Euros. But like he scored
for you guys, he was cooking.
Yeah, 36 goals in 32 matches for us. So, that's a ridiculous amount of goals. Then you've obviously got Olasey in there now, who I think is going to score a good amount of goals as long as he gets to play. Obviously the guy, Jamal Musiala, the shirt, you can't see it, but it doesn't matter. He's obviously a superstar as well. So I just don't see how Company can fail, personally. And again, that might come quite me on the ass, but I don't know.
Also, you didn't mention Musiala. There's been some talks with him, maybe. I mean, obviously not this season, but potentially, I don't know, after this season, could be leaving. Do you think that will happen, or do you think he might maybe renew a contract and stay for furthermore years at Bayern?
Yeah, for me, I think Bayern need to do everything they can do to keep him.
Yes.
I think if there's certain amount of 1,000 people signing for Ligt, who has been injured and all of that, I don't know what they would do for Jamal. He's the star boy. I think it's quite funny as well, the fact that obviously Florian Wirtz was the star boy of the Bundesliga, because obviously he won the league for them and everything. And then Jamal Musiala just outshines him for Germany, which I knew he was going to do, because he's a superstar. So, yeah, that one would really hurt if he was to go. I know that he's been linked to a City for the longest time, but unless somebody else goes in to City, I don't see him going to City, because Pep Guardiola doesn't normally buy his former club's players. He has a couple of times, but not in recent time.
I don't see that happening, to be fair. And I hope he doesn't go to City, and especially not under Pep. Just I know, no, respectfully,
I can see
mm-mm.
Verts working there personally. I think that will be the guy
Maybe,
I go for.
yeah,
Hopefully not, because I want Bayern to get him, but that would be an interesting one to get Florian
yeah.
Verts the best bet. Oh.
Tell us about Upamecano.
The guy is the modern day Pogba for me, and you'll know exactly what I mean when I say this. He has played nothing short of amazing for France. Doesn't do it for the club, and it's so annoying.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
so annoying. I think
Hmm.
under Julian Nagelsmann when we had him, Mancano was good. Big up Zia Talks. But yeah, like out of just it's just so annoying because I know like a lot of the people on the Bayern View, the community, I don't think hate. I think hate's a strong word, but dislike
Hmm.
him. They want him out. But for me, I just know that there's a player in there because I watch it for France, and I'm like, what's going on? Like, I personally thought he outshined Saliba in the Euros for France. I thought he was amazing, but
Hmm.
it just yeah, it's just really annoying because you're obviously, like I said with Pogba, they play so well for France and then they come back to club and it's
Yeah,
like, what's going on?
yeah. It's like two different
So,
people. Yeah. Also,
exactly.
somebody mentioned here Kimmich, working on his contract extension.
Yeah.
What's the tea on that?
Again, like for me, I want Kimmich to play right back. And if he's not going to play right back, I wouldn't mind if he was to leave personally.
Hmm.
He's a legend without a doubt. Pep
Yeah,
Guardiola made
yeah,
him into a monster for us.
yep.
He's 29 years old. He's won absolutely everything with us. The news that were coming out as well was that Bayern will only keep him on if he takes a pay cut, which I still don't
Hmm.
really understand. When you're in your prime years, 29 is prime years. Why would you take a pay cut?
Yeah.
Unless he loves the club that much, I guess. Um, but yeah, it seems like company likes to play him in the midfield. For me, as as a Bayern fan, I don't generally like him in the midfield. When we won everything, the midfield was Goretzka and Thiago. He was playing right back, so and that worked. We won everything. I know, obviously, that was under Hansi Flick, but yeah, I want Polinia and Pavlovic to be our midfield duo personally.
Pick up Eddie.
Pay up the money, man. You can have them.
Eddie, if we want him, we gotta pay up, Eddie. That's the thing, because I don't know if Bayern wants to budge. Hey, this is difficult. It's the unfortunate with Ed Woodward. It's the damn darn old United tax. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. But yeah, keep getting the likes up, people. We are about to wrap up very shortly. Their talk says I don't mind him as an eight, but it's one of those things which he better be next to Polinia, and then with Pavlovic, what about him? Rotation may be necessary. I hear it.
Yeah, yeah. Zia Talks is one of my good friends, so I know
Yeah.
exactly where he's coming from. But like, it's
Mm-hmm.
just dumb. It's so dumb. Like, obviously, you guys have got a massive injury problem at the moment, so and then
Yep.
you don't want to pay up, which I understand because you're trying to build something where you're not paying a ridiculous amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Just the problem with it for Bayern's perspective is if you put Joshua Kimmich in the midfield, you're taking out either the player you just brought in to play next to Pavlovic in Polinia, which makes no sense. And then if you take out Pavlovic, you're literally stopping one of the young lads. He's so stupid sometimes. 70 million
That
ain't happening.
is,
Um,
you are taking the piss, Broski.
um,
No. Yeah. Bless your heart, though, Broski, but no. Sorry, continue.
wow. Yeah, no, I just think if Kimmich goes in the midfield, he's taken away from either the new signing or our young lad in
Yeah.
Pavlovic. Like, I don't really understand. It's like, for instance, you guys taking away game time from Kobe Mainu. Like, you wouldn't do it because it makes no sense, you know?
No,
And that's from the perspective that I'm coming from as well.
I hear it. I hear it. Yeah. Uh, there's pictures circling around with Goretzka balding. Ah, Roger, do you want Goretzka? What are your thoughts about Goretzka, Liam?
Uh, I don't think company will get rid of him because I think he is a way better version of Scott McTominay, to be honest. And I think he'll run for a brick wall for the manager.
Well,
I don't
that I
think he's
agree
good
with you.
enough to. I don't think he's good enough to be at Bayern Munich, personally. And yeah, for me, I would get rid of him ASAP, but I just don't see it happening. I was really hoping that Conor Gallagher's deal to Athletic Madrid would fall through, and then I was hoping that they were going to come and get Goretzka, but obviously that didn't happen. So
Oh, imagine that. Also, Conrad Lehmer.
I like Conrad Gallagher personally. I think he's a good player to come off the bench. I don't think he's a starter for
Mm-hmm.
Bayern.
No.
But yeah, I like him personally.
Okay. Before we wrap up, anything else you want to mention in regards to Bayern or thoughts about United?
Um,
Anything?
I one thing that really annoys me with United fans, not you, obviously, but
No.
the Twitter stands, they do my absolute nutting. They're just very annoying. Put it that way. And then the only thing I would say on Bayern is I can't wait to go watch them on Saturday, smash up Spurs. I'm in
Are you
with the
going
Bayern.
to the game?
Yeah. I'm in with the Bayern fans.
Hey, dope. Yeah.
I spent like over the odds to go in with the Bayern fans, so it should be fun.
Come on. Yeah, because didn't you guys just play them recently as well? I think that's
Yeah, we're
interesting. We're
both
playing them.
in Korea.
Yeah.
I think we were originally going to play the Korean match that's just happened anyway, because that was our preseason tour. But because we bought Harry Kane, I believe then it made there was like something in that deal where we give him a friendly or whatever. So obviously they get the ticket price and all of the money from that funding.
Yeah, it's like see our former Spurs legend Harry Kane again.
I think that's a funny thing as well. The guy that mentioned Eric Dyer earlier will like this one. I don't think I'll be able to find the actual tweet, but what was said is that Spurs are gonna honor both Eric Dyer and Harry Kane on the weekend, which is going to be absolutely hilarious.
Honor. What are you doing? What?
Like before the kickoff, they're going to honor.
Yeah,
them.
of course. I'm just
like they left a club that doesn't win trophies to go to a club that didn't win trophies. How are you going to honor something?
Makes sense. Imagine that Harry Kane leaves.
Yeah, if we won the treble, that would make sense because it'd be like you've left our club to go to win trophies, but he literally come to us and didn't win anything. So, but yeah, this is
surely this Liam. Last question.
Do
you think that Harry Kane finally gets a trophy this season?
I do. Yes,
I think so too.
I think
surely.
Vincent Kompany is on ice skates. He's like Bambi at this moment in time. I don't think he can fail. The fans have wanted. You're not Bayern Munich and go no trophies. Like we've won the league 11 years in a row. Obviously there was a cup in there as well, and Champions League in there in that time. So for me, I think he's on ice skates. I think one bad move and they'll sack him and bring somebody else in. Which I don't necessarily like that factor, what Chelsea do. I love that my club is ruthless, but at times it could screw us over, like it did with Toni Kroos, when we didn't want to give him the money, he goes to Real Madrid and wins all the trophies. So,
I hear it.
It's
surely Kane.
But yeah, if we don't win a trophy, I'm going to be fuming.
Yeah, of course, because it's basically about you wanting Bayern Munich to do it, regardless of Kane is here, of course, then hindsight, obviously, it will lead to your team winning it. But I want to see Harry Kane. Like, we want to see this. We want to see armpits for Harry Kane, But it'll be interesting. Regardless, best of luck, though, for the upcoming season, for sure. And, pick up everybody that's been here that's a wrap for this show. Big thanks to Liam from the Bayern View. Where can the people find, like, what do you have coming up next on your channel?
Yeah, so we're just grinding on the
Yeah,
Bayern View, just daily content. I
yeah,
got to make a video about Jonathan Tarr and all of this stuff that's going on, so that will come out in next couple of hours. I might even do a stream later. I'm not sure, but yeah, loads of content. I'm also going to be releasing loads of content on the second channel, which will I'll promote on my channel.
yeah.
That I got from Greece, and yeah, that's basically that. To be honest, thank you for having me on as
Yeah,
always.
no
And
problem.
yeah, man, big up.
Big up, big up. Yeah, make sure that you do subscribe to the Bayern View. As he mentioned, daily content, doing lots of good stuff. So the channel is linked in the title, but also in the description box. So go ahead, show him some love. And I'll be back tomorrow to do a preview for the Community Shield. Matches Derby. I mean, I am very concerned with the injuries, so I need to hear it. Here we go. Or an Ornstein bomb. I need something because this we have 1 week left until the Prem season starts. I'm just hey, I'm not confident, people. I want to be, but I'm concerned. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. So make sure you like, subscribe, and be back tomorrow. Peace out, everybody, and we're out. Bye bye.